Good morning, everyone's out there in the YouTubeverse. I am back once again. This is a little update on the little friend that we were keeping in here temporarily because it's very, very cold outside, record-breaking temperatures. And this little friend here is named Pasta. That is an anol, North American anol species, which, funny enough, is related to Dramoka right here, who's a Cuban false chameleon. So focus. Focus. The glass is being my enemy. There we go. Hey, you. How you doing? But similar species, even though she's a bit bigger. She's South American and everything. That is her max size. This little friend's max size down here. This little guy's max size is going to be much, much smaller. And I used the old tank that was used to hold isopods and stuff. So this one has blue and orange isopods as well as springtails. And because it was a bug tank, I had to clear a bunch of spider webs out and stuff. But this little guy is going to be hanging out for the winter. Once it gets to springtime, I'm dropping him out there into the garden. He is just so tired. Or she. Been through a lot. But because the little friend came in a container labeled pasta sauce, it looks like they took a Tupperware, poked holes in it, and used that to bring the little friend to me. They grabbed some leaves from outside and stuff, but they had little millipedes in it, so I dumped that out immediately to keep this guy safe from any kind of extra bugs he don't need. Very used to just being outside, not used to the lights and stuff, so he's going to stay nice and warm. He's in the warmest room in the house with the birds and sitting near his cousin. Cuban false chameleon is up there. The frogs are up there. There's a lot of lights. I need to get him his own UVB and stuff. I'm right now for a bit taking the UVB from the frogs, and I'm giving it to this little friend down here, Pasta. Full name Pasta Sauce, but Pasta for short. Because little friend does have some sauce. He avoided a bunch of feets, he avoided dogs, and hid out in a Christmas tree to get out of that cold. And that little friend's still just a juvenile, too, so very, very amazing little creature. But if you do ever find one taken in, they like their water dripped, so spraying them is going to give them moisture and drinkage more so than anything else you can do for them. And the cool thing, because this was a bug tank terrarium kind of thing, had only dirt in it. So this stuff is temporary. It is not natural. It is just extra hides and things that I use for the animals. Actually, he's so chill right now, I think I might be able to open this. If you come running out, you won't be safe anymore. So just stay there for me, okay? This is going to be easier to spray. Very gentle sprays, though. We don't want to startle the friend. Not used to being taken care of by people at all, but still very young. So I'm not going to try to keep him very long. He's going to get back out to the wilderness as soon as it starts warming up. I have that really good garden spot, and the friend should just be able to adjust to that real easy, But right now you can see how sleepy they are. Just trying to rest. Probably been through a lot. The breathing is almost steadier than I expected it to be, considering the situations. Been through a bunch, and at this point, just happy to have a spot. So not too much, just a bit of that spray there for the friend. And then here we go, a little bit of water for Dramoka. And also, this is another anole species, so anoles like dripping water. They don't really drink still waters. So you always have to spray them down, like I always say, once or twice a day. I'm going to try to get more for... Oop, too far. There we go. I'm going to try to get more for Dramoka's tank, too, and stuff. She's climbing a lot, because you can see, even though she's older and stuff, she still has trouble climbing and doing certain things and stuff, man. So it's very much dangerous to go too high with her. When she was younger, man, I had stuff going all the way to the top right there and all sorts of stuff. It was very cool. I had this big old tall tree thing I had to get rid of at one point because it was just getting too troublesome for her. She was getting caught in it, falling from it too much. But like this, she's fine. And I'm thinking it should be safe to get her a reptile hammock, similar to what I have in my fish tank to help her out. I know, what you doing? Yep, I knew you were going to try and get a little more water from that. You're just not used to the cell phone being all up in your face. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this so she can drink more naturally. Yeah, I think we're good for today. I'm going to let this guy rest. He probably hasn't had sunlight in a long time, so the brand new UVB that's over him is probably doing him so good. Because it's important they get their sunlight. I don't know how long he was in that house, He looks like he might be about 2 months old, maybe 3 for an anole. Still a juvenile, still has room to grow, but they still stay relatively, I think, like 2 to 3 inches, man. I've never seen them too much bigger than that.